recording. The little red lights flashing.
Recording, we are recording.
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
Yes, and for one of the last times we have Brett, we want to take those roles. Welcome back,
Yes.
good-looking people, to your favorite actual deep dive into the show, Boy Meets World, where we actually talk about what happens in every single episode, and we talk about what is really going on, what's the deeper meaning to all this, and sometimes we question, do the people even know at all what they are espousing to be talking about? But anyway, we're two dads.
Indeed.
This is Dads Meet World, doing that 90s classic known as Boy Meets World. I am one of your hosts, Tyler, and joined as always.
I am dad number 2, Brett. Just 2 dads and some microphones.
Yeah. I feel like that could have been a better title name, but oh well.
There's probably a podcast out there that's already got that.
I would hope so.
It probably ran for 3 episodes and they got bored.
Makes sense. I will say, Grayson threw out an idea for a new podcast title, if/when we start talking about the next phase of Batman Beyond, and that is to call it Dad Man Beyond. And I said to him, it's like I want to hate it, but I can't. That's not a bad name for a title.
It's not.
We are essentially starting what I'm going to call the 3-episode finale of the show. Like we're in the penultimate essentially. Like
Yeah.
It's this really weird. The end of the show is being set up right here in this episode, and
Yep.
we are starting to say goodbye to characters.
Yeah, they're writing characters off officially right now.
Mm-hmm. I almost wish they would have just said this is part 1 of the finale.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into it when we talk about the next 2 episodes as the finale. You know, this is a full running episode, but if they had taken the full run episode of this one, but also with the next 2 episodes, it could have really worked. But we didn't. They didn't. It wasn't our choice, and we got to talk about this episode.
Yes, we do.
Brett, do you want to get into that synopsis?
Yes, we should. We're going to talk about episode 21, good looking people, Angela's Ashes. When Angela's father wants to take her to Europe for a year, Sean has to make a decision whether to let her go or ask her to stay. Meanwhile, Jack, Eric, and Rachel think about their future.
Yep.
Yes. And again, good looking people, for possibly the last time, I do not write these synopses, so I don't know why it says nothing about Topanga's storyline. It's pretty significant.
You know why? Because it doesn't matter.
This is from Corey's perspective.
It is.
This episode was written by Carlos Aragon. This is his last of 3 episodes that he'll write. Directed by Fred Savage, his last of 2 episodes that he'll direct.
Nice.
Originally aired April 28th in the year 2000, 3 weeks after our last episode. And currently enjoys an IMDb rating of 7.7. That's 0.4 points higher than our last episode. And the Nielsen numbers. Last week, our last episode, as time goes by, had a 6.33. That was the lowest rated episode for the series. This one didn't do a whole lot better in the Nielsen's, only a 6.52. So just a marginally better bounce for them for the penultimate episode.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, but I almost feel like this is at that time when they stopped believing in TGI Friday, and they stopped putting as much effort into TGI Friday. Not Boy Meets World, but the overall studio and the system at play.
Yeah, when they made the big push to make everything magical a couple seasons before this, they really signaled its downfall.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever recovered after that.
No. Well, and I think. Oh, hi. One of the big factors, too, of the original TGI Fridays lineup is there was shows already established moving to Friday nights and making that a priority. Where now it feels like they had a lot of failed shows and they're ready to give up on it.
Yeah, for 3 or 4 seasons they had a strong lineup with Boy Meets World, Family Matters, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and Step by Step.
Mm-hmm.
And once they started bleeding those out, they started just introducing new series after new series that they would fail just one after the other. And then before you know it, Boy Meets World is the last one standing. Well, that and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And you're just trying to plug the holes with other series. And then before you know it, TGIF is dead.
But also, those two shows are not, for lack of a better word, a family sitcom. It's a coming of age story. So they're moving away from everything happens at the house.
Yep.
So
yeah, everything happens at the student union for Boy Meets World now.
Oh my gosh. I think I've never despised a set more than I despise the student union set, Brett. It's just so frustrating.
It's the Central Perk of Philadelphia.
Yeah, but at least Central Perk made sense because it was right above their apartment.
Yeah.
I almost wish they would have just kept Chubbies around, you know?
That would have made so much more sense in some ways.
It would have. Brett, say that Chubbies is turning into a coffee house. And people would have been like, this is like a Friends ripoff. And you know what? I think people would have accepted it. Because that's what the student union was.
And they could have had their poetry readings. And they could have sat. And every third or fourth episode, they'd have a poetry reading. And they'd have their make-out time. And yeah.
For crying out loud, Brett, all they do is say that Pembroke bought the building, and so now it's a student apartments as well that's right above there, and that's where Corey and Sean move into, and it's the old Turner apartment.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
The set's already made.
I like that plot thread. Man, we should get headcanon that.
I know. I'm ready for us to sit down at some point and officially make our fan redone of the whole show. But we're here to talk about Angela's Ashes, Brett, so let's do that.
Yes, we are.
Hey, we start at the only location at Pembroke, the Student Union.
Speaking of...
Although I don't think it really plays much of a factor in the next episode. But, oh well. Yeah, they have cap and gowns they're passing out. Did you buy a cap and gown at college, or did you... You didn't use your high school one, would you have? Because you didn't have one, so...
I didn't
Never
have one
mind.
in high school, yeah.
I just reused my high school one because it was the same colors.
No, I bought one in college.
That's fair. Did you get it in a fancy box that looks like a little cake box?
No, I think it was wrapped in plastic.
That's what I thought too. Like that's definitely a Hollywood version.
I wasn't at an Ivy League university though, so.
Yeah, so we start with a conversation between Angela and Topanga because apparently Topanga has applied for an internship with the a summer internship for the largest, biggest, bestest law firm in New York City, made up place called Brown and Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And kudos to the
Um,
writers for being consistent with Topanga's major throughout the college years.
yeah, it's nice that they were really firm on what she's doing in the classes she's taking.
Yeah.
But apparently there's 500 total applicants for this. Maybe one or maybe there's like a handful of openings.
Yeah, it makes sense that there'd be a handful. Maybe there's like a dozen slots if there's 500 people applying.
Yeah. Let's say there's like 10 slots. Why not?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we kind of get a hint of what some people might do after graduating. Um, Mostly Jack, and that he wants to start a website called I'm Jack.
.com.
Yeah, I mean, essentially,
What's
it's
it about?
It's a blog website. I'm Jack.
Yeah, we don't really get to know what it is.
Yeah, essentially, Jack wants to be an influencer.
Yeah. Before influencers were a thing. If
Yeah.
this were him today, he'd just be on Instagram.
Yeah.
And his handle would be at I'm Jack.
Honestly, Jack could already be TikTok or Instagram or
Mm-hmm.
an actual influencer famous.
Yeah, with his 6% body fat.
Yeah, and would have stories about reconnecting with his brother.
Oh, yeah. They'd actually do things together.
Yeah, well, stage things together.
Exactly.
Yes, but then Sergeant Moore walks through the door, and Eric tries to connect with him, and he wants nothing to do with it.
It could have something to do with the fact that Eric's running around with no pants on.
Yes, and I like how he refers to it as his dress, even though he would know it's a cap and gown, but whatever.
Yeah.
He's trying to assert his dominance and informs Angela that he's getting reassigned to Europe.
Mm-hmm. Don't you know?
Yeah, don't you know? Europe for a year-long assignment to beef up security, apparently. Now, I'm no military expert, Brett, but what was he doing before he was a ROTC/Army recruiter? Because why would someone go from a recruitment office to security specialist?
Yeah, that seems to be not the right career path. I mean, you kind of wind down your career when you go into recruiting. You don't step back into active duty, from my understanding. I have an aunt from who was in the Navy, and I have an uncle who's in the Navy too. His path was different. He went into he had an honorable discharge and went into a role as a technician on a base.
Mm-hmm.
But she went into recruiting, and that's where she ended her career. She kind of hung out in recruiting, and that's where she spent the last section of her career. She didn't want to go back into active duty. That's just where you go, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they'd pull him back into active duty to go beef up security.
Who knows? I mean, maybe he was a security specialist. He became a recruiter so that way he could give his daughter a more stable end of high school, college years, and then they said, we have to have you beef up security at the embassies.
Maybe. The military doesn't care about your family.
No. Although, I will say, I feel like Europe is the area I'm not the most worried about.
Yeah.
For like
Baghdad,
arguably 50
Sarajevo.
years, there was beefing up in that area.
Yeah, I would assume that our embassies in Europe are pretty safe.
I think if they were to say going over to the Middle East, though, it would not be viewed as okay.
No, and it wouldn't be a safe place for him to take her either. So
No.
him beefing up security is really just kind of a line.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It almost feels like he could have said something to the effect of, I'm being reassigned, even like to California or whatever. Like, made clear that, like, he is going far enough away and it's a place that she's always wanted to go, but sure, Europe, why not?
Yeah, it's
We're
far,
not in
it's
the military.
exotic.
What do we know?
Yeah, I readily admit I've got friends in the military. They are regularly reassigned. I have family that's been in the military. They're regularly reassigned. I understand that there is sometimes the appearance of no rhyme or reason to it, so I will take it at face value.
Yeah. I mean, Sarah has a relative that I met once because they just happened to be not where they're stationed at and literally have not been back to the area or at a time when we've been able to go and see them since. So, military lifestyle is not an easy one.
No, it is not.
And I will say, I do have family who, in the Navy, literally moved every 2 to 3 years
Hmm.
between places like Florida, Cuba, um, Hawaii. There was a point where they just moved back to Pennsylvania because they're like, we're not following you to this place or that place. So, anyway, so we have this just weird interactions between Corey and Topanga where Corey's really not paying attention to Topanga's strife and her worry and fear. Now, inevitably, when this came up, my wife and I were having a discussion on how she felt Corey was handling all these things, and her response was, and I quote, Corey is a bad husband. And my quote back to her was, I think Topanga is a bad wife. And she said, fine. Yes, we get into really fun discussions. But yeah, it feels like they are having the most not communicating moment of their entire relationship.
Yeah, I mean, at one point in this episode, Topanga leaves for New York, and she's okay that Corey doesn't understand where she's going,
Yeah,
and Corey thinks she's just going to the market or wherever he thinks she's going.
yeah. And the argument can be made of he's so focused on Sean he can't pay attention to his wife. I'm sorry. When you live with someone, you pay attention to what's going on in their life, and
Mm,
if the person you are with is not paying attention to you, you have to force them to pay attention to you. Like, we have a practice in our household. If we absolutely cannot connect or understand what's happening, we have to grab each other's face and say, I need you to focus in on these words. And you'd think
yep,
Topanga would be at a place in their relationship where she could say to him, I'm going to go do this thing. I need to hear back from you. You understand I'm doing it.
I need to hear that you know I'm doing this.
Right. I need you to tell me where I'm going. 'Cause not that Philadelphia is far from New York. Like, one could argue that Corey might not realize it if she's going for the day, which is what is sounding like. So, if
Yeah,
she's not properly communicating, which I don't think she is, of how important this is to her, how much she wants it, any of those things, um, yeah, I don't know. But we also get these interactions with Angela and Sean, where Angela's going back and forth. the way she makes it sound as if she spent a whole year thinking about what she wants to do. She sounds like she's agonized over this decision of if she's going with her dad or not, more than should I be with this guy I'm in love with at the end of last summer. Even though it's only been a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Sean's kind of encouraging her of, I think you probably should go because this is a moment you're never going to get back, and you need to spend what time you can with your dad, and it's a time when you can go with him.
Yeah. Which is sound advice coming from Sean, who understands the need to spend time with your dad.
Yeah. And Corey wants to make him understand something. If you let her go, you two are done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he does it in his jokey way, because this is a comedy show, yada yada. But he's
Paolo, Enrique, and Milos.
He's going through just basically being like your girlfriend who you say you love and maybe want a future with, and she says she wants a future with you because she loves you. You two are agreeing to basically spend a year away from each other, and she will be in some of the most romantic places on the planet that people purposefully go to, like Paris, Spain, Rome. Like, Americans dream of going to those places, and they dream of these very romantic getaways in Europe. And that's the life that Angela will essentially be living for a year.
Yep.
And he's like, something is going to happen where she's going to make a choice that's not going to be good for your relationship. And Sean's response is, I trust Angela.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, sure, because some random European guy is going to care if she has an American boyfriend. Which, if we turn the tables on that, Brett, Sean has a history of not always caring if people are in relationships or not, if he is flirting with them, and they flirt back.
Mm-hmm. He does.
So
he's got a past.
Yes. No one's perfect, of course. But Corey even tries to relate this to, like, with Yale and how Corey was supportive, but ultimately he was happy of Topanga's choice.
Yeah. For Corey, it worked out the way he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have a good amount of back and forth, but ultimately, it comes down to Sean has to figure out what's most important to him and to his relationship right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do. I know that this show has kind of mentioned it before about Jack's dad having money, but this is the first time Jack is really saying out loud, "My daddy is rich."
Yeah.
Because in the past, it's always been,
really doesn't
my dad
talk a whole lot about it.
Yeah. It's out of nowhere. He's just saying, yeah, my dad's super rich, and he works for a really big company. He makes a big salary, and the biggest, baddest law firm, represent him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Topanga technically could represent Jack someday.
Someday she
We
could.
should have seen that scene. But yeah, Jack is apparently going to be cut off officially after he graduates.
He's going to be poor. Sean's going to have to teach him how to live.
Which, kudos to his stepdad.
Yes.
Can we be honest about the character of Jack?
Oh, let's.
The sensitive, well-meaning, humble character we met first episode, season 5, is gone.
Oh, he's dead.
The
He's
man
long
in
dead.
front of us looks nothing like that. Like, his dad must have really came into money out of nowhere and, like, given real money to Jack. Because the way they make it sound is if everything Jack wears is designer and everything is at elite status and like he's got money that he just constantly wastes.
Yeah, his soft reboot for season 7 was just, it completely killed off real boy Jack.
Yeah, which is a shame. And Rachel is only here this episode to comfort Jack and say goodbye to Angela.
Yeah.
Nothing
And
about
hint
what
that
she's
she
gonna
might
do
go
when
into
she
the Peace Corps.
graduates. Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
she does.
sorry.
She mentions on the
Peace
couch
Corps,
that
yes.
she's thinking about the Peace Corps. Spend 4 years in college, get a general ed degree, and then go to the Peace Corps.
Apparently. Yeah. Can we? So at this point, I think it's important that we mention about the Topanga interviewing because they makes clear that they started at 500 people, and during her in-person at the school interview she had, that apparently during the midst of her speech or something, in the middle of her interview or at the end of her interview, people started clapping for her.
That's a pretty good interview.
You ever been in an interview where people just start clapping for you?
Never.
Yeah. I've got a lot of head nods, but never an actual.
Not even a
Standing ovation
sarcastic
clapping.
applause when I interviewed to be an RA on campus.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's just a lot of awkwardness and a lot of back and forth this episode, and nothing really dives into what's really going on for any of the characters.
It's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of setup.
Yes. Because it's just been a lot of back and forth. I mean, the episode's doing a great job of showing that this is basically like a week time period of that kind of ending of the semester time period when people are getting ready to move on, graduate, yada yada. But it's also through the lens of people that apparently didn't go to college, so don't understand that people always move out of the dorms after the end of spring semester.
Yeah.
Unless you are staying on campus and you have an approval because you have a job or anything like that. But whatever. Yeah, but Sean is apparently, in his wavering, still says, I want her to go to Europe because that's the right thing to do. But, yeah, Topanga's going to officially go to New York to interview, essentially, before Angela leaves. It's down to 100 people and going to go into in-person interviews. I mean, I've never applied for a summer internship like that before, but normally for any job I've ever had, it's always been more of a one-on-one, or here are the lump sum of a few people that mostly everyone there is getting the job.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone down to me versus a few other people for one spot, but I've never gone through anything like Topanga's going through.
And maybe that's how it's done, but who knows?
I've never interviewed for a law firm, so I don't know.
It's true. What do we know? We get to what I'd argue is the heart and soul of this episode, Brett. We have Sean confronting Angela's father and kind of throwing it back in his face of like, you said you like me. You said we're friends. And he's like, yeah, we are. He's like, you're taking her away from me. This person you fought to help me get back, why are you taking her from me? And she's very honest. She's like, I'm being selfish, and I want to get what little time with my daughter I have left before she goes off on her own and really explores the world. Which is fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Sean's... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as a parent, I can completely get on board with that perspective.
Yeah. And Sean kind of starts to stand up to him and saying, it's not right for you to do that. I think you're a bad person, essentially. And just tells him, if I ask Angela to marry me, I think she'll say yes. And you can't stop us.
I did love how he puts that to him. What if I ask her to marry me? How much do you like me now?
Yeah. Which is a very confrontational thing to say.
And they just kind of start laughing at each other and chuckling and nervously.
Very uncomfortable. Yeah, but he does make clear of, like, if you two agree that's where you're going, I won't get in the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he knows that his daughter is not fully committed to this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why she's willing to pack up her life and go.
Yep.
But again, I have to say, how much stuff could she possibly have as a military brat? I just don't get that.
Military brat on campus, there's not a whole lot of stuff to pack up.
Yeah.
Why did she need more boxes?
Right. All right. So anywho, we were discussing about this interaction that they're having, and basically Sean threatening to propose to Angela, and her father saying if that's what you both want. But yeah, and then Angela shows up. I wish we could have gotten a call back. I so desperately wanted him to give a call back of, I'm extremely uncomfortable now.
Yeah.
Because he's just standing out there and you can see that the actor is trying to give something, but he just doesn't know what to give right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you almost wish he could have improvised something in here of, like, how uncomfortable the room has become.
Yeah, you could cut that tension with a knife.
Yeah. Now, I'm a firm believer that where you propose needs to be something that it means something, you know?
Yep.
Now, for my wife, what she made clear to me was that the location didn't matter. What mattered was us being just the two of us, it being a moment just for us, no recording of it, no pictures of it, just it's a moment that only lives between the two of us. Mm-hmm. And then what we, share with everybody. But, like, I can't imagine Angela being the type of girl that's like, yes, propose to me in the dorm room I'm packing up with my father also in the room.
Oh, yeah, totally. She'd go for that.
Yeah. And you could tell that the two of them just have not talked about this at all.
No. No, I don't think they've talked about marriage since they were laying on the floor in the apartment a handful of episodes back.
Yeah. And I go back to our original discussion we were having of they want their relationship to be like Corey and Topanga's, and it's not going to be that way. And the two of them just cannot figure out what it means to be the two of them, no matter what they do.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a third wheel in the mix, always other people around, always other people that they're doing stuff with. It's never just the two of them.
Yep.
Because even when it was, Sean went out and got a dog.
Yeah. Gotta have that buffer.
Yeah. Now, in your mind, are they breaking up or at least pulling a Ross and putting their episode on a break? Or their relationship on a break?
I think she walks out that door, they're done.
That's how I feel as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they say the right things. We're going to write each other, we're going to call each other, but I think she leaves, they're done.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. It's one thing if they had a real commitment of every single day at this time I will call you, every single day I'll write you a letter, anything, but they don't talk in that way whatsoever.
Yeah, they don't have that type of plan in place. They're not engaged where she's just going away for a year and then they're going to be back. They're just in this space where they're together.
Yeah.
And kind of seeing where that leads. So, yeah, she walks out that door, they're done.
Yeah, that's how I take it as well. And they're very much breaking up in the most mature way possible, as you said. So, I don't know. This is probably the smoothest breakup he's ever had.
Probably. At least that we've seen.
Yeah, and then we get to where, Brett? The student union.
Student union.
Where all life happens.
That's right.
I think the actors are tired of going up and down the stairs to get to Chubby's.
That could be it.
They could have made the top area where there's clearly a nice restaurant up there. That's the new hangout spot for the college people.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They didn't. Everyone's starting to say goodbye. Rachel, and this is where I said that no one knows what college life is like. Apparently, who's actually like writing it and overseeing it, because it says the dorm's gonna be so empty without you. Girl, you should be packing your stuff up too.
Mm-hmm.
A dorm is a temporary location. You're not meant to be there long term.
No.
Unless she's like being a special RA over the summertime, she should be packing up herself.
Yep.
And there's no indication she's doing that.
If she's thinking about joining the Peace Corps, she's going to be shipping out.
Yes. Now, spoiler alert, the Peace Corps doesn't just happen. It's a long process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they give each other a hug so they can say goodbye. Jack, who is sad, says goodbye, and he says, I wish I could come visit you in Europe, but I can't. I mean, of all the relationships, the weakest one by far was Jack and Angela.
Oh, yes.
They didn't even try to hide that.
No, they did not.
You almost wish, since they made it more of an ensemble of college students, of them doing specific things so that different people like Jack and Angela would actually, like, those two would have to rely upon each other.
You think they might have tried, since she was his brother's girlfriend, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Part of the problem is, I know as we're coming to the end of this, we're also reflecting on the end of the show and the season, and I feel like they did a lot of, well, we want to see Corey and Topanga married. And, which is fine, they did a great job of that, but every other character suffered because they never got the chance to do things with them.
Yep.
Yes. But then, probably my favorite send-off is Eric and Angela giving each other a hug, because they have known each other for a while now, and one could argue that Eric, even though they didn't do too much together, but Eric always approved and enjoyed being around Angela.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because he is actually he is sad that she is leaving.
He is.
I do love he starts to sing her, Ooh, child.
Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child. Things will get brighter. It gives her that stack of headshots to hand out.
Yes, I do love this bit of the 500 headshots to give out to all the European women, but no Harrys.
Yeah.
I think just Angela. Well, I don't know. I think she may keep one headshot just to be her little keepsake of Eric, but
The rest go to
yeah,
that girl right away.
yeah. I mean, you wish you could have gotten more Angela and Eric moments as well, because those two I think had deep, like good chemistry as friends.
Mm-hmm.
We just never got it.
There's so many missed opportunities for matchups.
Hmm. And then Corey's a little bummed, even though these two made a real effort to be friends last season.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sad. He gives her a hug. I mean, I really feel like he's more sad because Topanga isn't there yet, and Sean is hurting because the quote unquote love of his life is leaving.
Yeah, I think it's more because Sean.
Yeah. But Topanga runs in because she just got back from New York from her in person interview.
She makes it just under the wire.
Yeah, and you'd think because Angela has been talking to her about it, she would say, "Hey, I got it."
How'd it go?
Yeah, anything. Nope. That's got to be a surprise for the audience after the fact.
Yep. Just got to get your goodbyes in, and yeah.
Yeah, because Angela doesn't care about them anymore.
I'll tell you from the plane.
Yeah. Send me shoes. Because that's not expensive.
Not at all.
Sean and Angela say goodbye to each other. They give each other one last hug and kiss and tell each other that they love each other. And her father says goodbye to Sean as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is the part, because Angela walks away, and I agree, they are broken up.
Yes, they
Not
are.
happy about it, but they're done.
Yep. And that's a series
Um,
wrap on Trina McGee.
Yeah, which is sad. Which is also why I'm like, on one hand, it's kind of cool that they give her her own episode to send off. It's also sad she's not a part of that finale and a part of that final goodbye, but
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
We'll,
It
we'll
makes me
talk
curious
about the finale.
Yeah, it makes me curious why the writers decided to send her off an episode earlier
First.
the way they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also to bring back her father as well, too. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, we get to Topanga saying they offered her a scholarship, or they offered her the summer internship, and they also are offering to give her a scholarship for NYU Law School. once she graduates and passes the bar, they want her to work for her or them. Now, again, I'm no law person expert, but what?
That was an amazing round of interviews.
Yeah, I mean, I get giving someone a summer internship, sure, but like full blown, you've impressed us so much, we're literally going to sign you and make you part of our umbrella before graduating college.
Which I guess it's not unheard of, but we want to pluck you out of the school you're in, give you a scholarship to a different school, and when you graduate, you're coming to work for us. I mean, that was a fantastic round of interviews.
Yeah.
But if anyone can do it, it's Topanga.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it. And I know it's a fantastical thing. We have to have a reason to end the show as we know it, right?
Yes.
But it's like you said, it's like we have to move to New York. And Corey freaks out. Because he said to Sean, don't spiral out, and now here he is spiraling out. As Sean says to him, don't spin out of control.
Don't spiral out.
Yeah, Corey freaks out. Like, why did anybody tell Corey these things?
Oh, Corey.
But I mean, I think it. We'll talk more about this next week. I know we will, but it's just the logistics of we don't have a choice. We have to move to New York. Like, there are people who live in Philadelphia and commute to New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unheard of.
No.
The Roots do it every single day. Yeah.
Are there married dorms at NYU?
Yeah, right? Well, that's the other thing, too, is like, okay, so either she took enough AP classes in high school that she's able to graduate early, or they're putting her on a track of, like, finishing your high school or your college diploma, but also studying at the law school as well, which you have to pass her LSATs in order to do that. And maybe in her spare time, she's just decided, I'm going to take the LSATs because I'm that smart as a freshman/sophomore. Who knows?
Yeah. Now, this is really murky at best.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Let's do some maybes. Maybe she took like a year's worth of AP college classes, like 15 credits worth, her 30 credits worth her junior senior year. Let's just give or take.
Which is doable
Then,
for Topanga.
Yeah. Then in the midst of, I don't know if I want to be with my significant other, to take her mind off of that, she took the LSAT. Just to give her something to distract herself. That's why she wasn't really talking to Corey at all, because she's like, I'm going to study because that's what I'm going to do. And she's been taking like 18 to 21 hours of credit classes for both freshman semesters, and now both her sophomore semesters as well. So we could argue that she is almost ready to graduate right now based on different things she's doing, and maybe what she needs now is a summer internship, and once she completes that, she'll have like maybe one more semester, and then she's free to go. I don't know.
Maybe. And she could have taken summer courses between freshman and sophomore year. Freshman, quote unquote, and sophomore year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's possibilities, but the way the show establishes it, it doesn't make a clear indication of how that's possible for her.
Yeah.
And also, like, it doesn't make clear that, like, she's interviewing not just for a summer internship position, but for a position that might lead into a full-time gig there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you think that's something she would talk to her husband about, of, hey, if I get this internship, we'll have to move.
You'd think so. You'd think
Like,
that would be a possibility in the discussion. But we didn't see that.
No, we didn't see any of that. Because honestly, if she knew she was applying to a place outside of Philadelphia, which is fine, she can do that, but she would have communicated, hey, if I get this internship, we will have to move, is one thing. I get it, it's like Yale, she just probably applied because she thought, why not? And maybe her other classes she takes, law classes, were all saying, yes, you need to apply for this. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I don't know. But the main point is that Angela and Sean are breaking up. Angela has officially left the show. Thank you, Trini, for all of your service, for what you provided to the show. You are wonderful, amazing, and the show would not be half as good without you.
That's right.
We'll do a lot of send-offs over the next
There's going to be a lot of send-offs next time.
Most of them being in the last episode.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to say about the episode?
No, I don't think I got anything other than they did a musical tag once again.
Yeah, we couldn't get... Why no funny tags?
Gay.
We barely did a funny opener either. We used to get funny openers that have nothing to do with the episode proper.
Yeah, this is just all drama, all melodrama.
Yeah. And with one
Yeah.
awkward laugh in the middle of it.
Yeah. And Eric's underwear.
Yes. I'm Jack.
Underpants.
Well, do you have any deep dives for us, Tyler?
Yeah.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
Alright. According to Vault.com, would you like to know what the #1 law firm in New York is?
Sure.
2025? That would be Whatchatel, Lipton, Rosen, and Kratz. A score of 8.914.
Wonder what goes into that score.
No idea. What used to be the #1 is now #2 is Craven, Wason, and Moore. Cravath. Cravath.
Cravath?
I don't know. But their score is 8.896. Then you got Skadden with a score of 8.461. They were ranked #4, but now they're ranked #3, so they're moving up in the world.
Hey.
And formerly #3, Davis Polk and Wardwell with a score of 8.418. And holding off that spot at #5, Sullivan and Cromwell LLP, 8.189.
Good job, guys
Well,
and gals.
and there was nothing in here about anything remotely close to what this is saying, is that it's the #1 law firm in all of New York. I love every single time there's a new law show. It's like, we are the #1 in this area.
Yeah.
And it's always with the main characters that we have. They always go downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole drama is, how do we get back to #1? It's like, fire the problem person.
But we've got to. He brings so much character to our firm.
Yes.
We need to. We need to find a way to help him.
Yeah. Well, it's like the show Grey's Anatomy. The whole big drama at one point is we went from the #1 hospital in Seattle to number 4. How'd that happen? It's like, maybe because an intern cut an LVED wire and that's super illegal and you guys brushed it aside. Maybe it's because one of your attending was super irresponsible during a surgery. I don't know. There's a bunch of reasons.
Maybe
the
it's because you
ceiling
guys are
keeps
bad at your
collapsing.
jobs.
People are more worried about who's hooking up with who than actually performing surgeries to, save people's lives.
Maybe it's because you were just written poorly.
So I looked up Brown and Elliott, and one of the fun things I love about Google is when you type something in and it's not there, it goes, hey, you wrote this, but did you actually mean this? And one of the things that popped up was Brian Elliott. I know what you're thinking. Who's Brian Elliott?
Who is Brian Elliott?
Thank you. This is someone that eventually Corey would know. He is a goalkeeper for the Philadelphia Flyers. Played for 16 years. He was drafted by Ottawa Senators Yeah. In the 9th round, in the 2003 NHL draft, two-time NHL All-Star in 2012, 2015. Apparently played for the Senators, Avalanche, the Blues, the Flames, Flyers, and Tampa Bay Lightnings. So, but when you Google him and you pops up, it shows him in a Flyers jersey, which is why I thought of it. So, yeah, hey, why not? It's been a while since we've talked sports, since Corey apparently
Yeah.
no longer
He
has any
forgot he
interest in
likes them.
sports. Yeah. So, oh. So blogging, Brett. Blogging is essentially what Jack is throwing out there as what he's like to do. And so basically what I found is that like blogging was a thing in 2000. That it was not that uncommon. But in order for it to be popular, just like anything else, there has to be something truly interesting going on that brings people there. It requires a lot of good writing skills, but basically can act as an online diary. Also in the 90s was referred to as a Weblogs. So, it's possible Jack could have started I Am Jack, and it could have been a success. He could now be one of the most richest YouTubers out there.
Could be. But his dad cut him off.
Yep. His dad cut him off. He was hoping
Short-sighted.
to basically live off his daddy's money, and they want nothing to do with it. So, at this moment, there is roughly 45 to 50 embassies in Europe. So, to say that it's a year mission makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on where he's going, what he needs to do, he probably has 2 weeks that he'd be allowed to have off wherever he would want, but he's got plenty of time. What was this? Oh, inspired by Eric's singing to Angela to comfort her in her this time, Ooh Child, which is a 1970 single written by Stan Vincent, recorded by the Chicago Soul Family Group, the 5 Stair Step, and released in the Buddha label. I mean, I won't lie, I mostly know this song because of because of the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is pretty common for many people in my generation and younger. But apparently was a pretty big hit in the Philadelphia and Detroit market, hitting 8 on the Billboard's Hot 100 in the 70s. So it was a chart stopper.
Yeah.
And finally, European baby names, Brett, because what's the best way for us to figure out what their common names is to look at baby names. So, at the time in which... What country is that? Not origin. So whenever they're around the Spanish locations, Spanish-speaking Spain, common boy names are going to be Xavier, Santiago, Antonio, Diego. For French names, we're looking at Max and Louis, which is very romantic sounding.
Oh, yes.
These are
Max.
current names, by the way. Germany, Henry, Charlie, William.
So not very Germanic sounding names to me.
For Italian, you have Rocco, Rocco. I think it's Rocco.
Rocco.
Lorenzo, Nico, Romeo.
Now, those are Italian names.
Yes. Scottish, we have Lennox. Irish names, Finley, Finn, Connor. Scandinavian, you have Jensen, Stefan, Ari. And Greek, there is not a boy name, but if I'm to believe from the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, I'm assuming it's Nicholas.
Nicolas, yes.
I knew you were going to pull out a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference in that moment. So yes, so not as romantic sounding names as Corey was throwing out there, but hey, this is modern time we're talking about, not in the 90s.
We are 26 years later than this episode, so.
But also at this time, media kind of romanticized the European area as well.
Oh, totally.
So those are our deep dives for now.
All right. So let's talk about what we learned.
Yes.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
What did we learn today? Well, I didn't learn anything deep. So I've got 2 lessons. I've got to pick one to go with. I'm going to go with listen to your wife when she's talking.
That's a good one.
Yeah. If your wife is telling you something, take the time to listen to her, to whatever she's saying, so that you know what she's saying, you know where she's going, so that if something important happens, you aren't blindsided and spin out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, listen to your wife. Good wisdom that everyone should have in their back pocket.
Agreed.
And if you're not married, listen to the important people in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler? What did you learn from today?
Well, similarly, I will say is you're never too old to seek parental advice. This is an episode where we really needed a Feeney or an Alan or even an Amy moment where they get to break it down for someone, you know, for Sean or even for Corey, even if it's the 2 of them, of here's what's going on with our women moment. You know, like we really needed a moment of an older person giving some wisdom. The main wisdom of decide if she is endgame, decide if she is the love of your life or not. With that break, hold on.
Read the Bible. I have an itch.
Since I had the flood coming down, I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to go grab my joke book, but I don't see it.
No, that's not good.
Oh, well. So, anywho, what I was trying to say is that this is an episode we really needed for someone to just point it straight out to Sean and to Corey, and not the 2 of them trying to tell each other, but of an actual adult, someone who's been through the world, to say, only you can decide if you 2 are meant to be together for the rest of your lives. The 2 of you have to decide together. No one else can tell you if you should or should not. And basically point to Corey of, where is your wife? Mm-hmm. I don't know. You should know where she is.
Yeah.
Like, someone to hold him accountable, because clearly no one wants to.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So, yeah.
Well,
I'm right?
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
Tyler, how do you grade Angela's Ashes?
Pass.
Pass. Are you grading pass fail, or are you waiting
No, I'm
for
saying
my
I want
grade?
you to go first. I can't make up my mind.
I'm going with a B. I can't really give it any higher than a B just because of all the fluff and the setup. It feels like a placeholder for a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of the heart's there for Sean and for Angela, and I like bringing back her dad. But there's a lot that's missing that could be there. And I probably should be grading it lower, but I like the performances that are there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with a B.
That's
And I'm
fair.
probably being generous, so B.
Yeah. I was convinced I was going to give this one at least an A minus the whole way through, and I just can't do it. So B plus is the best I can go for this episode. 'Cause the acting in this episode is spot on. The emotional weight is there, but only for 3 characters, 2 of which we're never going to see again.
Yeah. All right. Give me my dad jokes.
All right. Honestly, I just Googled dad jokes, and this is what the Google AI just gave me. When does a joke become a dad joke?
When it's apparent.
When it becomes apparent. Why doesn't scientists trust atoms?
Oh, I've heard this one before. Because they make up everything.
Yeah, because they make up everything. This is not on there, but I'll end with this one. It's a classic 90s one, Brett. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, it did.
At least it wasn't 6, 7.
6, 7. Gosh.
Well, that's it for us, good-looking people. We don't have any more brain rot for you, I promise. But if you have any you want to share with us, you can reach us across social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter/X at dadsmeetworld, or on YouTube at the same at dadsmeetworld if you're not already watching us there. And you can send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. And if you'd like to share a rating or review wherever you get your podcasts, that would help us rise in the rankings and the algorithms, and would help other people find us. It's a great way to share the dad love, and it costs nothing at all. So until next time, we'll see you, good looking.
Back to you, good looking.
Let me touch something!
It's me manifesto. I married a moose. Ow, that hot.
Underpants.
I am never gonna pee again.
We are the Timmers.
Was that duckies? No, garbage.
This is good TV.
Dad's Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.